When I talk about the fluvial processes or the river processes or the flowing processes, the term fluvial kind of suggests that there is a flow of something. So fluvial kind of is associated with the term flowing. So these are the processes that occur when water is flowing over the channel. All right. So we say that to define the fluvial processes, we say that the fluvial process just describes the physical interaction. So it's a physical interaction between what? Between the flowing water and the natural channels of rivers and streams. So we want to try and see that as water flows, how does it affect the natural channels of the rivers? How does it affect the land around the rivers? Because you guys know that water can flow and it can actually damage the environment, or it can be able to damage the river channels. So that physical interaction between flowing water and natural channels is known as a fluvial process. So we have got three fluvial processes that are most important, but we usually consider only two. All right. So we have got this first one, which is known as erosion. This is not the first time hearing erosion, guys. You guys already know that erosion is basically when water is washing away. So erosion happens when water is washing away the soil. Okay. So in this case, if you can look at this particular illustrative animation, you guys can see that here. I don't know if this is playing well in your Zoom, guys. I don't know. Can you guys be able to see this this animation as a video?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I hope that is visible because I want it to be an animation as a video straight up. Okay. So in this animation, I'm sure you guys can see that the water here, it is washing away. The water, it is washing away. Just pause the animation a bit. So the water, it is washing away the channel. This is the river channel. We're not talking about the land where the river is flowing. It is known as the river channel. So the water is washing away the river channels. Water is washing away the river channels. So that's known as erosion. So erosion basically happens is a process in which the materials are being removed from the ground. So basically, as the river is eroding this place, it is eroding the soil. It is removing the materials from the ground. The materials that we're talking about, it can be the soil itself. We can talk about the rocks. We can talk about the pebbles. We can talk about the small stones and all of that. All of that is found within the ground. Okay. All of that is found within the ground. So when water is flowing over an area, it erodes. Or when water is flowing over an area, it removes those materials. It removes some of the materials from the ground. And that process is known as erosion. So erosion is just a process in which materials are being removed from the ground. We have got three types of erosions that are possible. We have got vertical erosion. Vertical erosion is sometimes known as downward erosion. So you can say vertical or you can say downward erosion. We have got lateral erosion, or we can say it's known as sideways erosion. So we have got sideways erosion or lateral erosion. We also have got headward erosion. It is otherwise known as backward erosion. So we've got three types of erosion. Is vertical, or you can say downward erosion. We've got lateral, or you can say sideways erosion. We also have got headward, or you can say it is backward erosion. These are the types of erosion that we have. We are going to look later on what is the difference between the vertical erosion, the lateral erosion, and the headward erosion, because it is very significant for you to understand their differences so that you can know that in a river, which places have got vertical erosion, which places have got lateral erosion or sideways erosion, and which places have got headward erosion, because all of these erosions, they all happen on a river channel, or it is caused by a river. But it is imperative for you guys to know the differences between these erosions, because these erosions, they do not happen simultaneously at the same time. Okay, but we are going to look at that later on when we look at the river profile. All right. We also have got another process. All right. We have got another process. Another process is known as the transportation. So now the transportation is now the process whereby we have got the eroded materials are being carried away. Because remember, guys, that in the erosion process, materials are being removed from the ground. Materials such as what? Such as soil, such as stones and all of that. So that material, as it is being removed by the water, as it is being washed away by the water, it is being flooded by the water. It's being flooded by the water. That material, it is transported. It is transported by the water itself, or that material, it is suspended in the water, in the river's water. Okay, so as the water is flowing downstream in this way, it is carrying the eroded materials. So the process whereby that those eroded materials are being carried away by the water, it is known as the transportation. So transportation is a process in which eroded materials are carried away by the water. So we have got different types of loads. So the water can carry different types of loads. So the water can carry traction load, it can carry saltation load, it can also carry suspension load, or you can say it is solution load. So these are the types of loads, or these are the types of materials that the water can carry. Because remember, guys, we say that during erosion, the water is removing materials from the ground. During erosion, the water is removing materials from the ground. But now those materials that are removed from the ground, we give them different names. So the load of materials that are being eroded from the ground are given different names. So the first one, it is the traction load. So the traction load, basically, this is otherwise known as the bed load. Okay, these are just the particles that are just rolling and sliding around along the riverbed. Because remember, guys, that the riverbed is basically this place, the bottom of the river. It is known as the riverbed. So this is known as the riverbed. This is known as the riverbed. So we have got particles that just slide around. We have got particles that just move along the riverbed. They do not really mix up with the water. They just move along the riverbed. So those particles are known as the traction load. You are never examined this to explain what is traction load. Yeah, it's a rare cases for them to examine you or to ask you what is traction load. But basically, traction load telling you is just rock particles, or you can just say those are particles that are just rolling, or that are just being pushed. I'm sure they've been removed from the ground. Now they are just being pushed along the riverbed. So it's known as traction load. We usually call it bed load. Let me just give you the other name. The other name for traction load is bed load. Why do we call it bed load? It is because this is the material that is just sliding around the riverbed. So these stones are just moving around the riverbed. What is causing these stones to move around the riverbed is the water that is pushing them downstream as the water flows. Because water is powerful, guys. It's able to erode the rocks and stones, and it carries them away downstream as the water flows from a higher ground to a lower ground. It carries that load. So we have got bed load. Bed load is known as traction load. It is the one that is just sliding on the riverbed. We have got also saltation load. So saltation load are just particles, they just bounce along. Nothing much important about them. At saltation load, the particles are just bouncing along. But the most important one is the traction one. For you guys, you should know the traction load. It is the materials that are just moving along the riverbed. Okay? And then the solution load is also important for you guys to know. the solution load, or you can say it is the suspension. So you can say suspension, you can say it is the suspension load, or you can say it is the solution load. So the solution or the suspension load, these are the type of materials that dissolve into the water. So this is dissolved substances. So they dissolve into the water. So we do have some materials, whenever they are being removed from the ground, they just dissolve into the water, like sugar or like salt dissolving into water. So these are the types of load that you guys are expected to know. We are going to apply it later on to kind of find out where do we find this load in the river's course, or in the river's channel. All right. Then the last process is known as the deposition process. The deposition process simply means that the water is now letting go of the material. Now the water is no longer transporting the material. It is just going to dump it. So deposition is the process in which materials are being dumped. So those removed material, they were being transported, right, by the water, because the water had energy. So when water has got energy, it is able to erode. It's able to erode a lot of materials and remove them from the ground. But if the water loses energy, it actually deposits those materials. So you can see that here we have got rocks, pebbles, and different types of loads that are being deposited by the water, because the water cannot be able to carry the load anymore. So basically here we are saying that we've got what? We have got deposition taking place, the process where materials are being dumped.
Hey Lapo, I know that you've been enjoying this wonderful video, and most likely you've been enjoying watching this handsome face in front of you, but sorry ladies, I'm taken. I just here to tell you that Educate is on the road to 100,000 subscribers by the end of 2025. So please click the subscribe button and click the notification bell so that you get notifications whenever I post new videos. I want you guys to pass. Okay, so if you make my dream true, I reach 100k subscribers, I will make your dreams come true. I will even get you to varsity. I will get you with 7 distinctions. Yes.
So we say that we have got 3 types of erosion. We say that we've got vertical erosion, which is otherwise known as downward erosion. We have got lateral erosion, which is otherwise known as sideways erosion. We also have got headward erosion, which is otherwise known as backward erosion. So I'm going to give more details, especially on the vertical erosion. So on the vertical erosion, as well as the lateral erosion. Then the headward erosion, we will do it when we are doing river capture. The headward erosion is the most significant when we get to the subtopic of river capture. But for this particular session, we'll focus more on vertical erosion as well as lateral erosion. Okay. So now, since we say that erosion is basically the removal of items or removal of materials, let's just say the removal of materials from the ground, right? So in this case, it is the water that is removing the material, all right? So the first type of erosion, we say that it is a vertical erosion or downward erosion, okay? So I'm going to make a couple of diagrams to try and explain how vertical erosion works. Remember, all of the erosion, we have got water removing materials from the ground, water digging through the ground, all right, and removing the soil and washing away the materials as it flows along its course. So basically, when I talk about vertical erosion, let's just start here with a river channel. So here is a river channel. Guys, when we're talking about the river channel, we're just talking about the area in which the river is flowing, okay? So basically, this is the area that is containing the water. So the surrounding area that is containing the water, we refer it to as the natural channel. So this is the natural channel of the river. So this is the natural channel of the river. So this land or this area that is containing the water of the river, okay, we say is it is the river channel. For example, if you look at this particular diagram, when we're referring to the river channel, we are talking about this area here, this land around the river. we're talking about the river banks, we are talking about at the bottom of the river, basically this area or this land that is containing the river, or we can say that this land on which the river is flowing, this land on which the river is flowing is our natural channel, or it's a river channel. Okay, so the river channel, we can say it is the valley. So we can say that it is the valley of the river. So basically this is the valley of the river, and then we have got water, full water here. So water is fully in the river. So we are still going to do these types of diagrams to understand what are these types of diagrams. Okay, but basically our river, it is flowing here. So our river, it is flowing here. This is our river that is flowing here. So we can just say that all of this is going to be water. So all of this is water of the river. So this is the water of the river, and it is flowing on top of this river channel. So when we say that this water is eroding vertically, it simply means that as the water flows on this river channel, it is digging down through the river channel. It is digging deep down through the river channel. When we say vertical erosion, it is otherwise known as downward erosion. Why do we say it's downward erosion? Because as this water is flowing along the course, it is digging down, or it is actually removing the soil that is found at the bottom of the river channel. So basically, the river channel is being eroded. So the water is removing all the materials in such a way that your valleys will end up becoming deeper. So basically, since this water is eroding downwards, since this water is removing the materials from the ground, it is removing all of them, we will end up remaining with a river channel that is way more deeper compared to the river channel that we began with. Okay, so our river channel will now become way more deeper. This is still our river channel. So now what's the difference between these two diagrams is that now this river channel is now more deeper. Why is it deeper? It is because the water is eroding vertically, or the water is eroding downwards. It is making the river channel to be deeper. Okay, so let's just say, for example, in this first image, let's just say we are having vertical erosion in this first image. Let's say you guys are naughty kids and you step into this water and you are able to step on the ground. You are not sinking because it's not so deep. But if this water keeps on eroding vertically downwards, this river channel will become deeper and deeper and deeper, such that whenever you step into it, you will end up sinking into the river. Why are you now sinking? It's because now the river channel is now deeper. The valley of the river is now deep. What's making it to be deeper? It is the water that is eroding vertically downwards. It is the water that is digging downwards. It is removing all the soil and the rock particles in such a way that the river channel becomes deeper and deeper. So basically, if you're going to put your foot here, you are probably not going to sink. But if the river continues to flow, if the water continues to flow downstream, it is actually digging down. It is digging down through the river channel. So as it is digging down, the moment you're going to step your foot into this river, you're going to sink. It's because now your river channel is now deeper. Why is it deeper? The water is vertically eroding. So the first type of erosion that we have, it is known as vertical erosion, or otherwise known as downward erosion. Basically, the water erodes downwards. Okay, the water erodes downwards. So I was trying to find animations to try and explain this so that you guys can see it happening live. But because I didn't find any animations, you guys, whenever you go to varsities, anyone who's interested in graphic design, you guys should start designing animations like these videos so that you can be able to see or understand how these processes work. Okay, so basically this is what we have. So vertical erosion or downward erosion, basically water is vertically eroding downward. So water is digging down the valley, and as it is digging down the valley becomes deeper and deeper and deeper. So this valley, at first it was shallow, but now the valley is now deeper. When you say that the valley is shallow, it simply means that it is not deep. You can just put your foot in here and you won't even sink. But then because the water keeps on eroding as it is flowing, it keeps on eroding. Yes, it is flowing downstream, but it keeps on eroding downwards. It keeps on digging downwards, causing the river channel to become more deeper. All right. Do you kind of get the sense, Kratos?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, exactly. So if you found out maybe that the depth of this river, let me just give you values in case that they give you a scenario like this. If they tell you that this river is 2 meters deep, and then there is some water that is flowing on it, when water keeps on flowing on it, you find out that maybe later the river is now 6 meters deep. So the river becomes deeper and deeper. It's because the water is digging downwards. That's vertical erosion. That's downward erosion. All right. The second one, it is the lateral. So the lateral erosion. So the lateral erosion, it is known as the sideways erosion. So you can say lateral erosion, or you can say it is the sideways erosion. So it can happen that the river or the stream of water erodes sideways. Okay, it is digging sideways. Let's just say that we have got a valley. So this is a valley. Let me just read through it. Let me just say I've got a river valley. So this is a river valley, and it has got some water in it. So it has got some water in it. So we have got a river that is flowing. Okay, it is flowing towards you. Okay, still gonna look at this view. What is it known as? It's actually known as a transverse profile, but we're gonna look at it later on. So this is our river here. So having this as our river, and we say that it is eroding laterally, or there is lateral erosion that is occurring. When you talk about lateral erosion, it means that the river is eroding sideways. The river is actually eroding sideways. In other words, it simply means that the river, the water, it is digging down the sides of the river. It is digging the sides of the river. So the water is digging the sides of the river, removing all the rocks and all the soil on it. All right. So it is digging at the sides. The water is trying to erode or remove the sides of the river channel. It's eroding through the sides of the river channel. For example, if you look at this particular diagram, guys, you can see, or you can predict. Let's just assume that it hadn't rained at first, because remember, guys, that usually this looks like maybe it was raining somewhere and now the water is flowing. Okay, it looks like something like that. So basically, this water, as it is flowing downstream in this way, it is eroding the sides here. It is eroding these sides. Okay, it is actually causing this river to be wider. It's eroding the sides. It is removing materials from the side. Okay, we say that is lateral erosion. Remember, vertical erosion, guys, we say that it is digging down. It is going down. It is digging downwards. The river valley is becoming more deeper. That is vertical erosion. But lateral erosion, the river, it is removing the sides. The river is eroding the soil particles at the sides of the river. Okay, so basically here it is digging down all these sides of the river. It is digging down. If this water continues to flow and flow forever, you would find out that this water will even reach these trees, guys. Let's observe this animation carefully, because I want you guys to understand this very deeply, because some of you might actually go to geography, I don't know, maybe after varsity or something. Okay, so basically, as this water, guys, is flowing, let me just pause the animation. As the water is flowing downstream, it is digging here at the sides. It is digging, it is eroding, it is removing the soil, it is removing the rocks. Because erosion, guys, remember, it is the removal of materials from the ground by a certain agent, in this case by water. So this water of the river, as the river is flowing downstream, it is actually digging at the sides of the river, digging and digging and digging and digging and digging, in such a way that you will end up finding out that your water level will end up reaching this side, guys. Your water level will end up reaching this side. The trees, it will end up reaching the trees. Why would your water even reach the trees? It's because the river keeps on removing all this soil on it. All this soil that we're having here, guys, all this soil that we're having here, all this soil, all the sides of the river banks, and everything that you're having, the rocks and everything, can be eroded away by the water as the water keeps on flowing in such a way that you'll only find out that your water will end up flowing all the way towards those trees, because the water is actually eroding. Okay, the river is eroding. The stream is eroding sideways. The stream is eroding sideways, or it is going towards the sides. The water is going towards the side, removing the materials, removing the soil, removing the rocks. So if you are going to leave something here, let's just say maybe you leave a plate here. Let's just say you put a plate here at the side of the river. You'll only find out that maybe after a couple of hours, that plate has already sinked into the river. It's because the water actually eroded all this place. It eroded all the soil that is at the sides of the river. That's known as lateral erosion. Do you guys kind of get the sense of what lateral erosion is?
Yes.
Yes. So lateral erosion, guys, it is the erosion in which the river or the stream is eroding sideways. So the water is actually eroding sideways, and as it erodes sideways, it makes the river channel to be wider. So your river channel will become more wider. Okay, why is it becoming more wider? It's because the river has already removed all these materials, all these rocks at the sides. So the river removed all of it and it took it somewhere else. Okay, since the river is flowing downstream, guys, it removed all of this. Okay, so now you're gonna see, or you're gonna find out that your rivers will actually end up becoming more wider. Your river channel will become more wider, or your river is able to reach places that are a bit far away compared to where it was at first. Just like the example that I give you, that this river, if it continues flowing, the water will end up reaching the trees there. It's because now your stream is now wider due to lateral erosion. The river, it is removing the materials in such a way that the water will end up reaching that direction, or it will end up occupying all of this place that has got the soil, because the river channel is becoming more wider, it's becoming more open, it helps. So that is known as lateral erosion. It makes the channels to be more wider. So it means that our channel was narrow. So our channel was narrow, but now your channel is now wide. So your channel is now more wider compared to how it was at first. It's because of lateral erosion. So this is lateral erosion. Then we also have got backward erosion. I say that I'm not going to give too many details about it, but I'll just give you an idea of what backward erosion is. So backward erosion, or you can say headward erosion. The most common one is headward erosion. So as the word says, it's backward erosion or it's headward erosion. It means that the stream is actually eroding in the opposite direction to its flow. So let's say that we have got a stream here. Let's just say we've got a catchment area. Let's just say this is a catchment area, grade 12. This is a catchment area. I'm not so good at drawing, but I'll try my best, right? So this is a catchment area. So in this catchment area, we have got some water or some rain from the clouds or some precipitation. So this is some rain and this is some precipitation. And then remember, guys, when the rain gets to the catchment area, you guys already know which factors will promote runoff, which factors will promote infiltration. You guys already know that. So basically, if it happens that the water will flow away, if the water flows away, it will become a stream, right? It will become a tributary. It starts off as a tributary and it will flow away from the what? Away from the catchment area. But you will only find out later that as this river is flowing in this direction, because this river, guys, is now this tributary, just this tributary, it is flowing in that direction downstream. You guys can see with my arrows here that the water here that is flowing away from the catchment area, this water, the rainwater that is flowing away from the catchment area, it is flowing downstream in this direction. Just flowing downstream in this direction. You only find out that your river will end up reaching here, this position. Like, how come? Let's just say you leave your baby boy here. You leave your baby boy here at this point, which I'm marking with a star. You leave your baby boy here, and then it is raining. Let's just say it is raining at this point, and the river, it is flowing down in this direction. You'll only find out that your baby boy will be eroded also by the river. Even though this river is starting here at this point from the catchment area, like it is flowing down in that direction, this river can still erode the land and it will end up reaching this point here. I marked this point with a star here, and I say, let's just say you leave your baby boy here on this star point here, and you say, this baby boy will not be affected by the river because the water is flowing downstream, right? It is going like down the gradient, it is going in that direction. But you only find out that the water from the river will end up being able to reach this baby boy here. And you ask yourself, how did that happen? That is backward erosion. So basically, your river has a potential to erode in a backward direction. Although your river is flowing towards that direction, is flowing downstream towards that direction, but it has got a potential to flow backward. So it can also flow backward. So your river can also flow backward. Or let's not say it can also flow backward, it erodes backward. Let's just rather say that it can erode backwards. The actual river, we know that its direction is flowing in that direction, downstream in that direction. But a river has a capability of flowing in the opposite direction, eroding in the opposite direction, removing the soil and the rocks in the opposite direction, such that you will end up eroding even this baby boy here that is situated at this point. This is known as backward erosion. Your river is flowing in that direction, it's flowing there, but it can erode the soil and the rock particles at its back. That's why I say it's backward, like it's going backward, opposite to its flow. So the stream is eroding backward. So these are the three types of erosion: vertical erosion, or you can say downward erosion. We have got lateral erosion, or you can say sideways erosion. Then we have got backward erosion. Backward erosion, you can say that it is headward erosion. Vertical erosion, it makes the streams to become deeper. Lateral erosion, it makes the streams to become wider. And then backward erosion, we're still going to talk more about it later on. Do you guys have a good idea now on what these type of erosions are?
Yes.
All right. Yes, Kopano.
So I have a question.
Sir, I wanna ask something before we move on, right? What exactly is a river channel?
A river channel, we're talking about the place where the river is flowing, like this area where the river is flowing. This is the channel of the river. Just the place where the river is flowing.
Okay.
In simple terms.
Okay.
Yeah. That's the river channel that we're referring to here, guys. You can say it's a river channel, or you can say, natural channels, river channels, or you can say, as long as you mention the channel, you are talking about this place where the river is flowing.